Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. On to my next reaction to Are You Afraid of the Dark? The last episode that we watched together was the tale of the phone police, and I really enjoyed that one. I don't know anyone's reactions to it yet, because like with series 2, what I did as I was doing my reactions is I used to watch my episode, do my edit, and then listen to a podcast. Or, well, there's 3 podcasts that I listen to for Are You Afraid of the Dark? And I would see what their opinions are before I went to the next episode. But with series 3, I'm trying to just go into it as blind as I can, with no one else's opinions involved, so I'm just not sure what other people think of the phone police, but I could see it possibly being one that people think is kind of middle of the road. I really enjoyed myself. I had a good time with it. I thought it was some good tension. There wasn't a lot of scary moments, which I like when the show does kind of go for scares and horror, but I just thought I had a really good time with the episode, so I'm excited to see what you guys think when this goes live on YouTube and Patreon. This is episode 5, The Tale of the Dollmaker. Now, I have a very vivid image in my head that I think is from this episode. I don't know anything about the storyline, other than it's about, presumably, someone who created dolls. But I have this image in my head, and I think it's a girl, and it's a girl who, I think she's wearing a pink dress, like a big puffy, frilly pink thing, and she got like brown hair, possibly bangs, and got like doll makeup on her face, like rosy cheeks, and she got like pale skin, maybe like a doll. I think that's from this episode. If not, it's from an episode of You Afraid of the Dark. I've just got that image in my head, and I don't know the storyline, the context, what it means, but I'm thinking it might be about this one, because I kind of always in my head associate it with dolls. But like I say, because it's been so many years since I've watched most of this show, and when I say many years, I mean like 20 years since I've watched some of them, my memory is really bad. In terms of who's going to tell this story, now, because it's an early 90s show, my guess is going to be different to how it would be if it was told today. If it was told today, it could be pretty much anyone. But I think with this show being from the early 90s, and there was a lot of more stereotypical things back then, the stories that were like about video games were normally boy stories, like it was Gary's, or the stories about horses and dolls were the girl stories. So that leaves us with Sam, Betty Ann, and Kiki. We've had a Kiki story so far this season, so our money's on it being Betty Ann or Sam. Possibly Betty Ann, because we've not had a story from her yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was Sam either. But either way, if it's either of those two, they're really great storytellers at this point. We've only seen one from Sam, but it was brilliant, so I'm excited to jump into it. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down in the comments what you think of the reaction. And there's a Patreon link down below if you want to help support the channel and watch some more episodes in advance. Let's jump into Series 3, Episode 5, The Tale of the Dollmaker.
Hey.
Betty Ann sat in the throne.
What's the rush, Slick?
Betty Ann's up tonight.
Nice. This is going to be a good one. They always are.
Really weird stories. And he's been looking forward to it ever since.
Creepy doll.
A doll? You're telling a doll story? Weak. Siesta time, man.
Just
Wake me up
wait,
if you
Tucker.
Sometimes they're so lifelike that it's almost as if the doll maker took a person and shrunk him down to doll size.
Oh god.
But that's not how dolls are really made.
Or is it?
Or is it?
The Tale of the Dollmaker.
The doll maker.
It's funny how dolls are feared by a lot of people. Like, I have a Chucky doll up there. I don't know if you can really see it. But I know my boyfriend doesn't particularly like it. I don't mind
Since
dolls.
she could remember, Melissa spent
But
weekends now and
we'll
then
see what
at
the
her
story
aunt and
does.
uncle's house in the country. Even though they only saw each other a few times each year, Melissa and Susan Henderson quickly became best friends.
Cool.
Susan, thought she'd be here waiting for me.
The Hendersons moved back to town early this spring.
But
Oh,
why?
gosh.
They love this place.
Well,
We don't exactly know why, hon.
come on. Let's get you settled in. You must be famished.
Okay, so best friend was next door. They moved away under suspicious circumstances.
Aunt Sally and Uncle Pete don't even have cable. Okay. I love
Trying to find some dolls to play with.
Bye. Bye.
Creepy dolls. In the attic.
Hurry up, sweetie. We don't want to be late for bingo.
Whoa, bingo! Hey, you might have some money, girl.
I got some work to do on the septic tank. Want to lend a hand?
Septic tank. Gee, sounds like fun, but no thanks.
Suit yourself.
I do think, though, if you're having a child staying over, you should make accommodations for that. I'm looking at... Someone's in the house. Yeah, you should have, like, toys, books, movies, just something to entertain them. So considering no one lives there, should it really be unlocked? Well,
Hello?
say no one lives there, somebody was
Anybody
upstairs.
here? Oh, cool.
What is it? A ladder. Up to an attic. Well, there's going to be something really creepy. This is like my dream, no? Exploring like an abandoned house, finding secret passageways. I'd love that. So is that house a replica of the house that she's in? With a creepy door. Only creepy because it was hidden away.
Melissa, I really don't think you should be snooping around up here. Now, come on.
I'm not snooping around. The front door was unlocked, so I thought maybe Susan had come back.
What on earth would make you think that?
I saw someone in the window.
You probably saw me. Now, come on. Come on.
Suspicious.
Melissa, I don't know. It's just that I'd rather you kept away after what happened.
After what?
You haven't told her.
Aunt Sally, what happened?
What happened to the door? Ugh.
The Hendersons didn't just move away. Last winter, Susan disappeared.
What do you mean disappeared?
Okay.
No one knows what happened to her. One minute she was there, the next she was gone.
Spooky.
The whole town came out. We searched everywhere. Her parents were heartbroken.
Is she the one that's in the dollhouse?
They wanted to stay in case she came back, but in the end they couldn't stand to live in that house any longer.
You didn't tell her what Marge Henderson said about the house, did you?
She might hear you. No, of course not. Anyway, Marge was beside herself with grief. She didn't know what she was saying.
Maybe not, but she said it pretty clearly. It was the house that got her.
Ooh. I think she was right. It makes me laugh when they do these like secret conversations in movies they don't want kids to hear, but they always do it right next to where the kid is or in the next room so that the kid can hear them. So this is it's definitely a reconstruction of the house because that's that weird door. So keyhole. So she goes through that door. Does she go into the dollhouse? That's where the girl went. Why that happens, I don't know. But that could explain why the girl just disappeared. It's a nice shot.
Melissa?
Oh my god, it's her! That's oh god, that's the creepy girl I had that image of.
Susan, you're going the wrong way! Uncle Pete!
Melissa, are you all right?
Yes, but it's Susan. She's still here in the house.
Melissa,
Please, let me go. I saw her.
Melissa, listen to me. Come here.
So the door's just going to go to outside now, isn't it? See, it's just asking for trouble. Why would you have this door? This kid. Why is there a key in the lock? What's happening today? That's smart. I don't know if it's going to work, but it's actually a really smart idea. Right, so she's in the dollhouse now. So maybe that shaking is someone outside in the attic. Yeah.
The dollhouse.
So, does she not see the string
Aunt Sally?
attached to the doorknob? How does that work?
Back here in the dollhouse. It's no use. She can't hear you.
Oh, God.
Susan? I knew you'd come. What's wrong with you? You look just like
A doll.
a doll. But how? What's happened to you? Yes, I'm going to take you back to the attic. The attic. Yes, the attic. Don't worry. Everything's going to be all right.
The attic's the one that's the problem. Is that what she's trying to say? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The door.
That's why she couldn't sit. The white on her hand, she's turned into a doll. I can't be too excited then. Yes, that's why I couldn't see the string, because...
Another way out of here.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense
One on
now.
this side, one on the other. The bureau, right? We've got to move it to get to the attic. The bureau's too big. You've got to help me. I can't. You have to. If we don't move that bureau, we can't ever get out of here.
She's got doll hands, she can't. Oh, I don't like that. You destroy that bureau, girl. That giant Christmas bauble, that was adorable. Oh, I like this place.
Oops.
Her hand literally just fell off. Not just, oops.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
That's impossible. The dollhouse is in their attic, not outside.
that's weird, like, dimensional shifts that freak me out. Is she just gonna throw her out and hope for the best?
Okay,
Oh God.
here goes nothing.
For all we know, Melissa could be out going for a walk.
She's here. They're back.
Oh, Peter.
Okay, I forgot for a second I'm watching You Afraid of the Dark, because in some shows they could have had a really dark ending where she threw her and Susan out the window and they both died.
And I found her.
What are you saying?
Look.
She's back. Yay! Ha! See, if you'd have listened to her, she was right all along. Now run, call the police, call that girl's family.
Melissa's uncle burned the dollhouse in a big bonfire in the backyard. As it went up in flames, Melissa wondered where the door in the Hendersons' attic would lead, now that there was no dollhouse left. The end.
That's creepy.
Yeah. Where would it lead to?
Oh?
See, you like that
Wait.
story.
Yeah. Looks just like you. Where'd you get that?
That's a whole nother story.
Okay guys, that was my reaction to Series 3, Episode 5, The Tale of the Dollmaker, told by Betty Ann. And to be fair, at the beginning, as soon as he said it was a Betty Ann story, which was one of my two guesses, I thought this is going to be a good one, because Betty Ann pretty much always tells good stories. Even though some of us I love, some of them are just good, every single story of hers has been to some level. I don't think there's been a single one that I didn't like, so I was really excited for that. But when it was all about dolls, other than that image I had in my head, I wasn't sure what to expect, because you just never know with this show. Like, I think I find good parts in every single episode, but there's episodes like Hungry House which I just don't enjoy. But this one was good. Betty Ann, again, has hit it out of the park. I really enjoyed that, way more than I expected to. And there's a lot of weird stuff to think about. What this episode reminded me of was a tale of the shiny red bicycle in some ways, in the sense that with the shiny red bicycle, there was this dark backstory where this boy basically saw his friend get killed or die, and the episode kind of dealt with grief, and the ghost kept coming back to him, and it had some dark undertones. This one had similar sort of stuff where this girl was excited to see her friend, and her sure it was her aunt and her uncle, said to her, so yeah, the friend disappeared and has never been seen again, and the parents moved away. Like, that's so dark for a kid to deal with. So I was enjoying that aspect of it, that there was this adult themes in a kid's show that I think is probably why it's elements of it that, even though I've not seen it since I was 11, 12, probably really stuck with me, because there's that darkness to it, as well as the creepy doll stuff, which I will get onto shortly. Then there was the scenes where she was going through the house next door, where she'd seen the curtains move, and that is, like I said, my dream, to go to like an abandoned house, or even the house that I live in, and find like secret rooms, secret chambers. So when she found the ladder hidden in the back of the wardrobe to the attic, whilst it wasn't secret, it wasn't like as apparent as just like a normal doorway would be. And then she went to the attic where there was this door. Whose idea it was to install a door on the side of an attic that leads to nothing, to just the outside, I don't know. But now don't get me wrong, back in Victorian times, I think, there was doors on the sides of houses that people would use, especially in like Victorian London, I think it was, or England. But I think they were for like throwing your waste out onto the street, because that would be how you'd use the toilet. You'd do it into like a bucket, and then you'd throw it out onto the street, I'm pretty sure. But this was like an attic door that had no use at all, except for the link to the dollhouse. Now, if that door kind of magically existed because of the dollhouse, I'm okay with that. That kind of logic. But it did appear like that dollhouse, that door was built before the dollhouse somehow. So I don't know what the purpose of it was. I don't know. And I really like that the links to the dollhouse. So the dollhouse was like a miniature version of the house. And then there's a lot of like weird dimensional stuff going on, where you go through the door of the attic sometimes and it'll take you into the dollhouse. And then if you go out the door of the dollhouse, you go into the attic. But with the attic, sometimes if you open the door, you can see you don't always go to the dollhouse. Sometimes it will just lead to outside, so you could walk out and die. But then, like with the dollhouse, you open the door and it showed you outside, but if you went through it, it took you to the attic. It was really like, if you try and think about it logically from is it like paradigm stuff, like from a scientific point of view, that really messes with my head about how that sort of logic works, because you can kind of get on board with the door links to the dollhouse and vice versa. So you go through that door into the attic or out into the dollhouse, and that's how that doorway works. It's like a portal. But because that portal isn't always open, when does it open? Does it open... I mean, my guess would be it opens to lure girls in, trap them inside the doll. So the attic is the evil place. The dollhouse itself is the evil entity for some reason, and that's the one that creates the dolls. So it opens the portal to trap girls in to create more dolls. Again, why? We have no idea. We've never been told. There was no explanation. It just happened. Which would make sense as to why when the dad pulled the girl away from walking out, it showed the outside again. The problem then becomes, when she went to the attic of the actual dollhouse, why did it show her the outside of the actual house? Because that dollhouse door doesn't face the outside. Like the attic door faced either outside of the house or into the dollhouse, depending on whether the portal was open or not. Whereas the dollhouse door should technically either point back into the attic from the doorway or back into the attic from the point of view of the dollhouse. If that makes any sort of sense. I know I'm thinking about this way too much. It just really messed with my mind, and I really enjoyed that. So there's a lot of things I have questions on. Also as to why the dollhouse exists. So Susan got trapped in it, which is why her parents never found her. She was trapped in the dollhouse. She turned into a doll, which is why she had those creepy doll hands. And like I said, that image of her as the doll has stuck with me for so many years. But then why does the dollhouse do that? We don't know. There's theories. I'd love to know people's theories on this, so please, if you're watching this reaction, let me know in the comments what your theories are onto why the dollhouse exists, the portal, why it turns girls into dolls. Because it seemed like Susan was there for quite a long time, but she wasn't fully a doll, because obviously her face was still semi-human, and she could still walk. But she had those doll hands that don't move, so she was turning into a doll, but not fully. Whereas like the girl, the main character, whose name I can't remember now, she was there for minutes and her hands were starting to turn white. But the episode was really cool, really creepy. It played on some very primal fears when you're a child of losing a friend, exploring an abandoned house and finding something really creepy, creepy dolls, turning into something that's not human. Creepy. But Betty Ann pulled it out of the bag, and I really enjoyed the episode again. That was really good. That was really creepy, but I think that it's going to play on my mind tonight, like the weird doorway to the dollhouse and how it works and who's made it, why does it exist. Interesting. It's given me a lot to think about. Let me know down below in the comments, guys, what you think of all this. Your theories, your thoughts, the portal, the dolls. Did you find it as creepy as I did? Yeah, I'm really excited to hear your thoughts on this one. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, my name is Scott. Hope you guys are well. Taking care of yourselves and staying safe. If you enjoyed the reaction, let me know down below and subscribe for the rest of Series 3 of You Afraid of the Dark. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all soon for the next episode. Bye, guys.